Hello, my name is Mike, and I'm going to show you how I made my Burley Honeybee bike trailer mom legal so I could carry my kids on the back of my Kayo TD125 pit bike. This bike trailer was originally, we originally bought it for our mountain bikes, but then we ended up buying some pit bikes, and wanted to carry the I wanted to carry my youngest son in the back. He's a special needs child, so he can't ride pit bike or a dirt bike or anything like that. So this is just another way for him to come with me and my other son on our little, I don't know, like neighborhood adventures, riding down little trails. Um, Trails we ride down are not anything like, not, we're not jumping and things like that, because then this wouldn't be mom legal, right? So, um, but it's still fun for the kids to ride in the back of this trailer being pulled by this bike. Um, I haven't had a chance to sit back there to try it myself. Maybe I'll have my wife pull me back there just kind of see how it is. But what I basically did was I just mounted got a bracket and just mounted it to the inside of the bike frame right here. This bracket I used is about 1/8 inch thick steel. Basically, I took it from a garage door opener. If you look at that, I had an extra piece laying around. I just took that and I just mounted it to the bike. Um, so I have it connected that way, and then when you're looking at the trailer, the arm does point upwards, which in some ways I think there's advantages to that. Um, I believe having the mounting point at a higher point versus having it on the axle, um, I think it kind of places uh, a lot of the weight. It kind of pushes it backwards. I'm thinking it's kind of similar to like a dolly. You know how when you pull a dolly, you're kind of you're pulling on it, but you're kind of pulling it at a higher. You're pulling at a high angle, so it's like less chance for things to kind of flip over or tilt. In this case, this trailer with the rotation of the trailer, right? So I believe there's an advantage of that. Plus, if you look at this back tire right here, as far as like rocks or mud or stuff like that that's going to be shooting out from it, it uh it ends up hitting this right here, right? Um, so that's kind of cool. Um, Another thing that I did notice about this trailer when I hooked this arm up, I tried to get it as center as I could with the bike, but if you look at this, it is off centered a little bit. Does it make a difference? I mean, I can't really tell. I mean, like, I guess if you're trying to really go fast between some trees or something, which I ain't doing because I have my son in the back, so I mean, we're not doing that. Um, but yeah, I mean, that would be the only thing that I would say. Um, I kind of like it because if I'm looking backwards just to kind of check on my son, if I'm looking over my left side shoulder, I can see him better. Um, Now with him sitting inside here, you might wonder, like, is he able to look forward? Because this trailer's tilted up. Well, I mean, I'm sitting in front of him, so he probably ain't gonna see that much anyways. But he's got these side windows he can look out of, and he definitely can look from the side right here. Uh, so he can see that way as well. Um, I kept, as far as like the mounting, like the way you would mount it on the bike, I kept the same methods that they originally designed, with the strap right here, because if this nut was to ever come off and this bracket was no longer connected, at least this strap right here would have the bike, keep the bike connected to the dirt bike, right? Um, but yeah, this steel, like I said, it's about an 1/8 inch thick. Um, and I just have it mounted on this battery tray. It's connected to the frame, so it ain't going anywhere. From what I can see, it ain't gonna go anywhere. Um, So I found this other bike trailer this morning. Next, I guess the neighbor's giving it away and stuff like that. And yeah, it looks like it's a Schwinn. The mounting point is a little bit, you know, the way it mounts is a little bit different. But the thing is, like, whether it's that Schwinn bike trailer or this Burley one, if you want to connect it to a dirt bike, I don't, it wasn't that hard. I didn't have to weld anything. I did have to drill a hole in that bracket right there to make it work, which wasn't too hard. Yeah, having the Burley or the Schwinn is definitely gonna be cheaper. I looked online earlier just trying to see like other types of bike trailers, and I seen stuff that people used, I guess, to carry deer or some other kind of trailers. Those were like significant. Well, they were more expensive than these trailers. And plus, the other thing is this: if you were to get like a deer carrier or whatever, it's not gonna have a seat in there. I mean, this right here, it's got seat belts, right? It's got a seat in there, I would say. Looks like a cargo plane seat or something, but still, I mean, it's a lot better than just trying to sit in some box trailer or whatever. And plus, with this Burley trailer right here, you've got extra space in the back to carry stuff. I got some stuff in there now, old water bottles, but yeah, this is probably gonna be a lot cheaper than trying to, buy one of those other trailers. I looked earlier this morning, I seen some trailers that have just like a one wheel setup, which is cool. I seen a guy doing a wheelie on the dirt bike with the one wheel setup, but like I said, I'm trying to keep this mom legal. I'm not going to be trying to do wheelies with this bike. We're not going on some like hilly terrain to where, I need this bike trailer to be super stable. Of course, I want it to be stable, but on the type of neighborhood trails that we're going on or whatever it is, this is, I'm not trying to make, again, there's a low chance of it flipping. Can it flip? Of course it can flip, but that's going to be if I'm trying to, do crazy stuff. But anyways, just wanted to show y'all this right here because I thought it was cool. And, maybe you can give someone an idea to make something very similar. And that way, like I said, I got a special needs son. We want him to do, participate in the same things that me and my other son's doing. Because, he's still a kid and, he wants to have fun just like any other kid. So this is how we do it. So, all right. So thank you for looking at this video, and see you on the next one. Happy Halloween.